103 FM. My name is Godwin. Today we'll talk about the Community Shield and transfer news. Good morning, Nonso. How are you?
Good morning, Godwin. Good morning, John. Good morning, listener. It was an interesting weekend. Like I always say, it was an interesting weekend. Beautiful football played, but the other things happening around the world of football. Also, the transfers are going on. I hope we just get into. In short, I don't want to talk about it because I'm disappointed at last night's game, and I'm also saying welcome to the show, guys.
Good morning, John.
Yes, a fantastic morning to you, my fellow sports gladiators. A fantastic morning to every football fan out there. Liverpool fans, our markets. Yes, it was a nice game yesterday.
Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. You can go there, drop your comments. We will be reading your comments live here in the studio. Okay, let's dive into the Community Shield. Exactly, yesterday the Community Shield happened, and Crystal Palace won that game. A fantastic game of football. They won that game on penalties after the game ended 2-2. For the first half, all the three signings of Liverpool was involved in all Liverpool goals, from Wirtz to Ekitike to score the first goal. Then Crystal Palace got a penalty through sarr, and metata equalised. Then lovely goal from Frimpong. He wanted to cross it though, but the ball hit the back of them, making it 2-1. In the second half, Crystal Palace came out fighting, and they got that equalizer, and their game ended 2-2 after 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, they went on penalties, and they won that Community Shield. Fantastic game of football.
Fantastic game of football. Crystal Palace showing us again, you don't need to spend 500 million to, beat the defending champions, set a marker for the season. But then again, they also showed the fighting spirit because they were able to come back into the game and they were able to equalize and then win it out on penalties, albeit with a few gifts from Liverpool themselves, the skying of the ball from Mo Salah in the penalty shootout and a couple of other misses here and there. They also had their own misses, but on the end of the day, they came out top, and I feel like they deserved it because even looking at some of the comments coming in from Olivier Glasner, he's been saying that he wouldn't trade the Community Shield for the Europa League placement. So that's still out there, and I feel that they had a good game yesterday.
Also, fantastic game for Crystal Palace.
The game's sweet, but yet it's bitter. When you eat a good soup, you eat something delicious, but yet you're not getting the full satisfaction of it. That's what that game looked like yesterday. Because going into that game, I said it here on the show. I said John was like Liverpool blow Crystal. I think John was saying something about Liverpool blowing Crystal Palace out of the, and I said Liverpool might win or will win, but it will not be that much of a margin with the goal difference, and you saw it in the performance yesterday. Crystal Palace, whenever Liverpool threw a punch, Crystal Palace are always there to throw their own punch. Liverpool came scoring the first goal, and Crystal Palace came all attack. I felt like they wanted to conserve and hold on to the play until the last minute of the game, then hit on the break. That was what Crystal Palace game plan was. But immediately Liverpool scored a goal, they all came out fighting. They got that penalty, and Mateta converted it. It was a good one to see. Good finish from Mateta, good play. Good run of game for them. I think good run of game through that game. Crystal, you didn't know where to hold Liverpool from. Are you holding them from the right? Salah is there creating chances, doing wonders. Are you holding them from the left? Gakpo, I didn't expect him. I expected him to start in this game. If you remember my predicted lineup for that on Saturday, I expected Gakpo to start, but in midfield was where I have a problem. We talked about the excuse of Gravenberch. He was excused from the team. I was expecting the Endo to start. Endo, McAllister, Curtis Jones. At first, that was what I said here on the show on Saturday. Endo, McAllister, Curtis Jones. You have that work power to at least get your 2 goals lead in the first half and not concede a goal. But he went on with. I was feeling like Dominic Szoboszlai and what's it called now?
Curtis Jones.
Dominic Szoboszlai and Florian Wirtz will start on the bench. You get it's your first Premier League. Should I say the first competitive game of the season? It's not like the friendlies you've been playing since. This is the first competitive game of the season. It's against a proven Premier League team that can defend and attack and very, very physical. So I would have expected him to start a Florian Wirtz on the bench.
Why?
Why would he bench?
Remember when I talk and hear on Saturday? I talk and hear on Saturday. So I'm just trying to repeat what I said on Saturday. A Florian Wirtz, Dominic Szoboszlai on the bench. Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones starts. Gakpo on the flanks. Okay, that was what I said on Saturday. Gakpo, Salah on the flanks. That was what I said on Saturday. But with the excuse of Gravenberch not being on his team, I was expecting maybe an Endo. behind a Curtis Jones and a McAllister.
That
But
formation is too defensive.
That is not too defensive.
It's too defensive.
It's not too defensive. And look at what he went with. He went with a Curtis Jones as a defensive midfielder in that game, because Curtis Jones, look at Curtis Jones' role in that game. He was a defensive midfielder. Dominic Szoboszlai was kind of MIA in that game. Let's be honest. He got an assist, yes. The pass to the pass to Frimpong is now if the Frimpong cross that ball, it could be he creates the chance, but he got an assist yet. But Wirtz starting as well. The intensity of that game kind of changed. It changed kind of the intensity of the game, and I feel like it could have been difficult. It could have gone different.
Okay, if you look at that particular game, very fantastic game of football. If you look at that game if you look at the statistics in that particular game, fantastic game. Crystal Palace had 14 shots in total, had 4 on target. Liverpool had 12 and 5 on target. The position normally Liverpool had more possession in that game and more passes, but Crystal Palace was clinical in that in all the things that we are doing. Fantastic game of football. I like the way the man has been setting up his team. The way he set up his team, and he beat Man City in the FA Cup final to qualify for this particular competition. He went on penalties, and penalties are a 50-50 luck. It's not like I'm a star player and I'm going to score a penalty. But before that, Liverpool new signings, how do you rate their performance the first time? Ekitike scored the first goal, first official goal for Liverpool, even though it was a simple pass from Wirtz to him. It was a fantastic goal though. Then how do you rate their performance? Ekitike, Florian, Wirtz, and Frimpong that scored a goal, good showing for him. And Kekes, how do you rate their performance in general?
Well, for me, going by the performance from that game, I would rate Ekitike 7/10 because he was able to get in on the score sheet. He created a couple of opportunities. When you get a striker in for £75 million or whatever, you need to hit the ground running, and that's what I firmly believe. You see the ground running on the first game. There are still a little bit tweaks that will need to be made to the team and the way they service him the ball, but he hit the ground running. Talking about Frimpong, that attempt was fantastic. You would not see
it was a cross.
I know now.
It was a cross.
I know.
Godwin, now you take shots in across.
I know.
What if no be that person that they use outside boots?
Outside boots.
Play.
Straight up.
What if na Rabiola? What if no be cross? What if na wetin he intends to do? Because now wetin you see and wetin he do, because sometimes what your mind wants to do and what your leg are doing are sometimes they go together, sometimes they go differently. There's sometimes you're on the pitch and you want to send a long pass to the left side and you hit the ball, you miscue, and it goes straight in behind defenders and break the defense with just one pass to the striker.
Oh, that's across.
Now they tell you what if.
Across.
Now you dey think across, Godwin.
But you entered on penalties. The penalties is a 50-50 thing. If it ended 3-2, even though both goalkeepers did well on that penalty shootout, but
saving 2 penalties for Alisson and this guy slapping down 2 penalties as well. It was
unfortunately for Liverpool, they missed more. They missed
3
of their penalties,
because
they started 3. They missed 3 of their penalties. Salah skied the first one. But Henderson was the hero in that penalty.
Of course, no doubt.
See, you asked how would you rate the Liverpool new signings? All of them did exceptionally well. But I felt like Frimpong would have added more. Sorry, not Frimpong. What's it called now? No, not Kekes. The attacking midfielder from
Florian Wirtz.
Florian Wirtz would have added more if he had come off the bench in this game, in this particular game.
Oh, wow.
He would have added more flair if he had come off the bench. In my opinion, I'm be waiting. It's now, coach. What we see is different from what you see. Now, the game going the way it went, I think Liverpool gave Crystal Palace more room, more hands on the ball to get back into the game, and that's all thanks to Ancelotti's substitutions. I said yesterday, I was talking to a friend yesterday. I said the substitutions he made kind of changed the game. Now, football is a game of chess. I'm playing, you're playing. I'm making move, I'm thinking, you're making move, you're thinking. Once you make a move and my move is the next, I think of how to counter your move and make a move that would advance your move 4 moves. Like, I'm thinking 4 steps ahead of you in chess, and that's what the coaches were doing in that game yesterday. And Oliver got the best of him when he made the substitution he made, and they came in fighting. Like, they didn't, like the manager and the owner of Crystal Palace said, they don't know when to quit, they don't know when they are beat. They just keep fighting until the very last minute, and that was what Crystal Palace did. But in penalties, kudos to what's it called? Dean Anderson now. Kudos to Dean Anderson now, because that's his performance in that shootout. In short, in all of the game, his performance was top notch. There was a couple of saves he made in that game, and for the past 2 seasons at Crystal Palace, there are a couple of saves he's been making, and I'm like, this was somebody who the whole Man United fan base pitted to replace the gear when he leaves. This was somebody that everybody wanted at least.
Unfortunately, but they said they want Onana.
But unfortunately, Man United fans were not patient enough to wait for him. They said he's a young lad, and it's same thing that I think it's the same thing that's going to happen this season, because I think that I don't want to bring Man United into this matter, but I think that it's something that Man United would continuously do. The error they'll continuously make, because that was how they let Cover go, and he's doing well at Leverkusen. I think he was one of the goalkeepers. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the unbeaten season or invisible season of Leverkusen. He was their best goalkeeper in the Bundesliga that year, keeping a couple of clean sheets, making last-minute saves that could keep them in the game. Now it's Dean Anderson. For Crystal Palace in the past 2 years, he's been that goalkeeper that before you beat me, you go work hard. You go really, really work hard before you beat me. For near post, mid post, long range, anywhere you go before you beat me, you go know say you put in the work. Okay, and that penalty shootout, he put in the work to make sure that he saved 2, slapped 2 down. Good one for him.
Good one for him, and he was wearing the face cap throughout that game.
Nice style.
When they wear caps.
Nice style. Once he's facing the sun, he's always on his face cap. Even from Manchester United, I saw him at Manchester United like that. He's always on his face cap. When the sun is on him, he doesn't want that distraction of putting his hand over his head. He's always on his face cap. When he's on the other side, he takes off the face cap and drops it down.
Okay, congratulations to Crystal Palace. They won that game on penalties, 3-2 after the game ended 2-2. Congratulations to them. The coach has done a fantastic job with this class, winning the FA Cup. Now the competition, this is their first 2 trophies as a club. Remember, they won their first trophy as a club when they won that FA Cup. Now, second trophy. Let's hope if they can keep Eze, because Eze and Sarr was fantastic, and metata, that's striking force.
Let's not forget Gay too, because Gay.
All of them, especially the striking force, they did very well in that game. They beat Liverpool on penalties, 3-2. Okay, congratulations to them. Moving away from Crystal Palace, let's talk transfers a little bit, because transfers are still happening everywhere. First, we told you on Saturday that Benjamin Sesko has landed at Old Trafford. So he has landed. He was presented to the Old Trafford fans when they played Florentina in their last preparation before the Premier League. It ended 1-1 in that. We're going to talk about that later on the show. They presented Cunha, Sesko, and Mbuemo to the fans. It was a fantastic. Everybody was clapping, hoping that Sesko is going to save them. But fantastic signing, quickly guys. Fantastic. Sesko have landed at Old Trafford. They have a new training ground. They have everything not new, everything done soft for Manchester, and everything is soft for them, from their players, they bought players. I think they noticed that what they are lacking in that team is firepower. We said the 2 strikers they have, that's Højlund, and SDC wasn't giving them what they had. They went in the market to spend more than £200 million just to sign strikers. I think they are ready for the Premier. At least finish top 6. If we did firepower, top 6 is actually just minimum for them.
I think the minimum expectation has to be top 6. Amorim cannot say that he hasn't been backed. They've spent almost 250 something million on players for him, and the transfer window is not yet over. We are still hearing talks of a possible Baleba, which should push them closer to the 300-400 range. We are still hearing whispers of a goalkeeper in the form of Donnarumma, if that deal is going to come true. But just looking at the signings they've made, I think they've had a really good market, something you can look back on and say, yes, they made really good signings. And if you look at the game that they had against Fiorentina, you could see that these new guys are adding that extra firepower into the side. And on a lighter note, it was nice also to see David De Gea get his send-off after
they threw them away.
They shamefully exited him from the club. It's fine.
Nice. If you look at particular thing, nice move for
performance level. Now look at it. Now those players that they signed, they didn't score, but we are here singing their praises. Mbuemo didn't get on the score sheet. Cunha didn't get on the score sheet. But we are singing their praises. And I say it's about performance. If you perform, even if you don't get on the score sheet, we know the goalkeepers will do his KPI, but you perform. You want to defend from the front. From the front, you want to defend. you press, you run, you make runs on at defenders, you make runs at goalkeepers until they lose the ball and you get into pocket spaces of scoring goals, better chances of scoring goals. That's one of the things that Man United did right that day. But I feel like Amorim again with his experiment. In this game, you're experimenting and you have 2 strikers on the bench.
That's the
or should
thing,
I say
man.
3 strikers on the bench, and none of them got even a single minute of playtime. Chidobe Martins, Zeski, and Højlund. And 3 of them were on the bench and they didn't get a single minute. And his first substitution was in the 70-something minutes. When you're looking for a winning goal, you're making the first substitution in the 72nd minute in that game, where you're taking out Anugati for Mason Mount, or you're taking out a Mason Mount for Anugati. It felt like this is back to your first game at Manchester United, where you're experimenting.
Okay, let's see what will happen. It's going to be an interesting season for Manchester United. Before we talk about that transfer, because City are in the news, transfers are happening everywhere. Let's go to our YouTube channel to read some of the comments on our YouTube. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at both FM Sports. And Michael, welcome to the show. Michael is saying, good morning, guys. Money can buy you players but cannot buy you trophies. Salah has never scored a goal in 12 finals played from open play. Okay, maybe he will score this year.
Fact finders.
Okay, Michael is also saying Darwin Núñez is already having a good start in the middle. He's scoring on his debut, and Rashford Rashford with his second goal yesterday is going to hit for Barcelona. Okay, thank you for that one, Michael. Okay, Emenike, welcome to the show. Say good morning, guys. John, I want you to be calm from today till after your 3 games. I am happy for Crystal Palace. We are Chelsea. Okay, Mark, welcome to the show. Mark Ifeanyi is saying good morning, guys. I heard that Ekitike. Sorry. Okay, Ekiti scored. Okay, Ekate. Sorry, Ekiti scored yesterday against Palace. Okay.
All these men are bad belly.
Leave the guy now a good player. It's okay. Mark is also saying, I think Chelsea is a team to watch this coming season. Okay, I think so too. Okay, Jacob, welcome to the show. Jacob is saying good morning to you all football lover. John, good morning to you. I told you people before buying a car isn't a problem, but it's for you to know how to drive. Liverpool should let this sound as a warning. And they don't want Liverpool already. Okay, and again, you people should take note about how you start. Always remember that Chelsea are the champions. Just imagine that we won AC Milan 4-1, but I didn't hear. Okay, you hear you people talking about it. Calm down now.
For friendly game.
Not friendly.
Not cup match. No, calm down.
Calm down, Jacob. I understand. We're going to talk about some of the training games that happened on the weekend. Even Man City played 2 and 1. Okay, Chukwobina is on the show. He's saying Liverpool will struggle this season. The defense line is jittery. Okay, let's see if they are going to struggle.
True that.
Okay, okay. Thank you for that, for Chukwu. Thank you for that. Okay, and Athletic to be saying as long as Liverpool continue the way they played yesterday, they are not getting anything this season. Man, you have nothing to offer as it stands now. Okay, Wiz Paparazzi is saying Manchester United didn't play well. They really need a midfield. The midfield is too open. Okay, let's see if that will happen for them. We have a new person here on the show, Nechifan. If I don't get your name right, I'm sorry about that, but Nechifan says City is in for Baleba now. They are selling Savinho after only 1 year as they need to sell him to register Baleba. I am not sure if we can outbid City. Okay, let's see if that. Please remember, guys, to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for joining us on today's show. Talking about City suddenly we had the news that they are going to sell Savinho out of nowhere. He's been at City for 1 season. Suddenly we are hearing the news that City he is in talks to leave City after just 1 year, and he's going to Spurs. How do you make of that transfer? Just like the way we had about Inigo Martinez, suddenly is the news broke. Suddenly he's in
because
Saudi
the guy
Arabia.
now flop.
He's left. Suddenly yesterday we just heard that Savinho is going to leave City, just like that. And even though they are hearing rumors of Baleba, but Savinho leaving City is a surprise to everybody.
It's a surprise if it happens. We don't know the authenticity of that report, but
everybody carried all the major news transfer carried it.
I saw the game yesterday. I also saw the performance and other things. I don't think he has adapted well. I don't think that he has bonded well with the team in terms of performance levels, but I don't think I'm in the bandwagon pushing for his sale. I'm not. I'd rather have him in the side, or you know, if he has to go, there has to be a big upgrade. Simple.
Because how many wingers do City have for them to sell Savio? That's the surprise
That's
for me.
the thing, man.
If you except you know that you talked about
I can play.
No, this guy your new captain now.
Bernardo.
Bernardo probably
Don't even go there. Don't even get me started on Bernardo.
That's the only option.
Don't even get me started on Bernardo, man. Like, don't even.
They bought
Bolaji, I can play from the
they
flank.
bought a midfielder Inigo Gonzalez January. In this particular summer, they bought in Tijani. They bought in Czechia. All of these people are
And Tijani
midfielders.
scored 2 yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. All these guys are midfielders. That means if you don't want you want your captain to play in that team, you have to move into the wings.
The guy they brought from Lyon.
Even Czechia.
No, the guy they brought from Lyon, Czechia, I think, can play from the left.
Yeah, he can play for the wings
right.
too. He can play for the wings too.
Yes. Now, the only person that can play from the right, yes, it's from the right now that Savinho plays properly. The only person that can play from the right, out and out, can play from the right and not from the other side is Bernardo. And he's the next captain of the side. You get? At some point, we saw Kevin De Bruyne play from that side of the pitch, though he was also coming into midfield to control most of the game, but most times you see him running to that right-handed side of the field to making some crosses and making some, what's it called? Far post crosses, and it's good for them. But I feel like the next person they will experiment there is Bernardo. But people ask, why do they want to sell? Why did they want to sell Savio now? Because the same reason why they want to sell him is the same reason why they sold or they want to sell Jack Grealish.
That money they
Maybe
buy.
money. Those people. Forget the hype around the fan base. When you come to a team like that and you flop, we know. This guy is a pure flop.
First season is always tough in England.
Of course.
Second season
we don't give you 9 weeks. After your 9 weeks, you see they misbehave. After your 9 weeks, you see they misbehave. If you give you second season, I will take sure that you go do well for second season. Make you go Tottenham Hotspur, go compete from the bench.
You know, if Spurs have even though they sold Son, but they still
on the right. On the right, he will come and compete with Mohamed Kudus.
Except
we will now know if he's good enough.
Well, the coach of Spurs, Frank, said that they need a midfield. The only thing they can do is put Kudus
in midfield behind the striker.
They play Savio from the wings. That's how it's going to. As in my work, that's if I look at it. But he broke yesterday that Savio is going to leave. Spurs is going to leave Manchester City. It was a surprising news for everybody. Nobody knew it's going to happen. But let's see if that deal is good. With club to club talk has started between Manchester City and Tottenham. Let's see if that deal will go through. Okay, another player we told you already that's going to leave City is Jack Grealish. He's going to agree a loan move to Everton, but now it's how they are going to structure the pay, how much Everton is going to play and how much Everton Man City is going to play. That deal might happen pretty soon before the end of the summer, because obviously Jack cannot move back and play for Man City again, because look at the players they bought. So let's see if it's going to happen too. So 2 players might leave City in upcoming window this particular summer, and their goalkeeper, one of them has to leave. Ortega is talking to leave the club because they bought in a new goalkeeper.
And Trafford
started in that game. But let's see if it's going to be number 1 for City this season, yeah. Or Ederson will continue this season. Okay, let's talk about Chelsea again. Chelsea played a friendly game and beat. I know people are voting for Chelsea. They won that game 4 goals to 1. But before that, a game on the bench, Inigo was not involved in that game. Jackson was not involved in that game. And if you look at now, Newcastle has made a major move to go to Jackson. I think he should go to Newcastle. We have been talking about it. Let him just go to Newcastle. He might go back to La Liga, but for now, Newcastle is looking for him and Wisha, and both of them, they are seeking to buy both of them. It's very, very important for Liverpool, for Newcastle to get one of these, two of these players for them. Because look at the friendly game they play almost without a striker. They don't have a striker in that team because Isak is I don't know if he's on strike.
For now, he's not on strike. It's just that the manager wants him away from the team.
Yes, he's not involved, but Jackson should just go to Newcastle. Let all this thing end for him. In fact, it should end with Chelsea. He should go to Newcastle and play good football.
Yeah, for me, I'm not really a fan of signing Jackson, but if Newcastle feel that's what they want, fine and good. I don't see him staying there for long, though it could be a transition season for him. But I would like to see them close the Wisha deal and then also get in another striker. So if it's Jackson, fine and good. The bottom line is the way it is, the way the relationship has been strained, I don't see a way back into the team for Isak, and I think it's kind of heartbreaking for Eddie Howe, because in his last interview, he was talking about how this whole thing fell apart and why there is no way back into the team until Isak withdraws his transfer request and apologizes to the team.
That's how if it does not work, normally what the player will do is that they will go and apologize. And you are a star player, they will bring you back. Just like what they told your chorus.
Yeah.
Because if your transfer don't work, you will pay a fine, then they will reintegrate you back to the squad. It's just normal for them. But we have to see how this transfer. But Jackson to Newcastle, I think is a good deal for every
party. Talk since now. I've said it before. He's the only person for Newcastle, and when I said it the last time,
he's not the only person.
When I said it the last time, I think all of you came for me, and somebody on the YouTube channel said, "How would you put the two of them in?" And I said the same thing. Go and look at the two of them when they played in La Liga. None of them was a 20-figure kind of goal scorers. None of them.
Somebody has come and improved
himself. None of them. Depends on the team you're playing
20
for.
Plus,
Chelsea, the amount of pressure you face at Chelsea is not equal to the amount of pressure you face at Newcastle. You get
pressure makes diamonds, man. So
the pressure they make diamonds.
If you be
what we look at, let me finish. What we look at is your ability to link up play, press, hold up play, and probably finish. Now, probably finish is if you're in the chance to finish and you get a 1v1 chance and you scoff your chance. That's a no-no for everybody. But we always look at your hold up play, your link up play, and your ability to press. And I think these two players have the same thing. They have almost the same ability to do the same thing. Press, link up, hold up, play. And I think now look at it now. And I think for Chelsea, they've gotten someone who can do all of this. And Jackson is no longer someone they need. So Newcastle can also brush. John, they talk about coaches that brush up players that can mold the player.
They feel more Jackson.
It's a world class. As they take upgrade, I made a mode. Since because John don't come here hype.
See us no, so they tell me say I can press, hold up play, link up play, then if they finish, Papa, your job is finished. Score the goal.
John.
Every other thing is binary. QED.
John, if you play for a team that is doing everything, you see, if you play for Man City, if you play for Man City, once you don't carry ball from Man City players, you reach midfield. Man City players go rush like say you thief. It's a phone for market. They go gather you, until they collect that ball from your hand. They go pressure you for midfield without allowing you reach their end. Now with Chelsea you go reach our defense. So with you reaching our defense, now only one person there up front. So when you send that long ball, is the striker's ability to hold up play and link up play. Now under Maresca and I play, I say this period now after the World Cup, I say the tactics they changed. No way you see them moving like a unit like that. You're seeing everybody, every piece making a move. Enzo is making move, Caicedo is making move, the fullbacks are making move, the defenders are making move, the front lines are making move. It's not like before where they just back to defense, long ball, Jackson holds up play, link up what's called Kopama, pass 2-3 passes, and Kopama scores a goal. 3 passes from defense to attack and you're scoring a goal. That's not it. Now for Newcastle, you see it the same way. Tonali, Jolinto, Longstaffs, anybody in that midfield. They will pressure you until they get the ball off you, and they will build gradually like that until they get the front line to score goals. So you as the front line, you know that your midfield is working. You don't need to stress yourself in holding up play. Your mind will be on, let me just finish them, because every other person is working exceptionally well in that team. So I feel like if Jackson comes, make Eddie Howe mold Jackson
no get excuse. You cannot tell me that at Chelsea the midfield is terrible and at Newcastle the midfield is working. That's balderdash.
I'm not telling you the
That's
midfield.
Balderdash. Coming into Newcastle, if the deal pulls through, though I wish he doesn't pull through though, so that the chairman will stay back at Chelsea and fight for his spot. But if the deal pulls through, fine and good. But for me, I feel that coming into that Newcastle side, I'll prefer Samu and Wisha coming in than Jackson. And if Jackson can come in, maybe a loan spell, because right now they don't need a striker that cannot score how many goals in a season.
Okay, let's see. Wisha is Isak is on strike. He wants to leave Newcastle. Wisha is on strike against Brentford. He wants to leave and play for. Everybody's on strike. Everybody's on strike. Everybody wants to leave. But let's see if all this will work. Wisha wants to move to Newcastle. Let's see if he's going to. If he's about 28 years old, he wants to play champion. I understand his own. He probably is only a chance for him to play Champions League football in his career, but he wants to take that. But let's see how these transfers will move. Okay, talking about other players that can't move from their club is Manchester United. AC Milan is looking. AC Milan obviously is going to be tough for Højlund too. start a game in the Premier League because Cunha can play. Cunha played as a striker in this particular phase.
I think the person that played as a striker
Mbuemo.
was Mason Mount.
So
yes, false nine.
So
was
they,
Mason Mount.
imagine they keep switching formation between all of them, Mount, Cunha, and then have Sesko. So it's just like we said, it's just common sense. If I am Højlund, for me to just go to a place, look at AC now, they don't have a striker. They keep playing midfielders as a striker in that team. So moving to Italy where he was brought up is good with Italian league. I think it's a good for him, but should he stay and fight his place at Manchester United? I'll start with you now. So, or should he just leave Manchester United?
I would say fight because they just got in. I would say fight for your place because they just got in another loan or perhaps another young, inexperienced player of the Premier League. Now, when you came to the Premier League, you had the likes of Ahmad and Garnacho playing alongside you. Young, inexperienced players playing alongside you. Now they've had the experienced players come in, the players who have the Premier League ability to shake the world. They're in the team now. Just stay and fight for your place. Okay. Now, while this person is scoring his goals, you come in as a sub, you score your own goals.
I don't think you come in and score.
Impossible. Because no, last I think Chelsea's last 2 games, what happened was the lap started. Abi didn't score. This guy came in
and scored,
and John was all hype for this guy. Now, this last game against AC Milan,
scored.
The guy starts. He scored 8 minutes. I think when they were still when the match was still, he scored. The lap enter a sub.
Scored 2 goals.
Scored 2. Now who you go bench?
It's going to be interesting.
It got tough because when you have your 2 players producing, and there will be competition for who is going to start. There will always be competition and seriousness will not be in it. It was serious.
The problem is that you still have Zeski in that team. That's the problem. So either Zeski or Højlund needs to leave. Imagine Zeski. You have Zeski on that Højlund, Sesko, Mbuemo, and Cunha. 5 strikers or 5 forward players.
What's not wrong with squad depth?
I'm just
Is squad depth
it's
a
not
crime?
Squad depth. That place is overcrowded.
Now. Is squad depth a crime?
It's not a crime. I'm not talking about the.
It's not a crime, but that place is overcrowded.
I'm talking about it from the player's perspective.
Wait, now let me now show you something. As a 9, Abi, as a 9, you have Højlund, Sesko. That's as a 9, you have Højlund, Sesko. From the left attacking midfield, you have Cunha, Bruno Fernandes. From the right, you have Mbuemo, Zeski. If I'm correct, these are the players you have in that position. Then you now excuse Bruno from that midfield because now he's been forced to play a more deep role in the Man United midfield. Now you now excuse Bruno Fernandes from that position. You bring in a Mount in that place. So you have Cunha, Mason Mount. In the middle, you have Ugarte, Casemiro, Mount, you still have Bruno Fernandes and Toby Koila or maybe Kobe Meno. So Bruno Fernandes, Ugarte, Casemiro, Kobe Meno. So it's about every position in that midfield now has two players each.
Okay. It's not about depth. You know, talking about the Højlund situation first before we get into the issue of depth or no depth. First and foremost, I think Rasmus Højlund should leave. One of the reasons why I think Rasmus Højlund should leave is because even when they had the opportunity to field him in that game, they chose not to, and they played Mount as a false 9.
He didn't play at all.
Yeah, he didn't play at all, and it's little things like this that you can tell the bearing of a team if they are moving forward with you or not. And staying somewhere you are not wanted on the off chance that maybe somebody picks up an injury and the team now has to turn to you for you to deliver for the team. I wouldn't want that for Højlund. Højlund can go to AC Milan, slot into the first team direct, and win the Serie A or do something fantastic for himself.
What I'm saying, especially for young players, I think if you need to develop, you need to play consistently.
You need to play consistently.
Find a way. You don't need to be fighting.
Let me now tell you something.
Coming back to the issue of depth in that team right now. Either Zeski or Højlund, one of them has to leave, because that extra cover you are looking for, Manchester United is looking to get in a midfielder. So this depth you are calling in that midfield, Toby Koila, Kobe Meno are going to be beat part players. Now then be the depth in that team. The starters is going to be Ugarte and Bruno Fernandes in that position. If Baleba comes in, that means Casemiro is going to see fewer games. It's going to be Baleba, Ugarte, and Bruno Fernandes with Cassie as the 4 guys in that midfield. is going to be between these guys, and Cassie is going to see limited time. Meno and Toby Coyle are going to also see limited time as well. Then if you are looking at the two attacking midfield positions, right, I keep saying it that Bruno Fernandes's best position is in one of those two positions. If he's not going to play there all of the time, he can now, from that position, maybe you need to make a sub in a game, bring on an extra DM, you move him into that position, take off somebody who is not performing in that 2 a.m. position, get in a Baleba in, or get in an Ugarte in, and that the midfield is solid. So Zeski or Højlund, one of them has to go. And then coming back to the backup gang, talking about Toby Coyle and Kobe Meno, there is still a discussion to be had in that position.
Okay, let's see what happens. No, so but squad there, but it's going to be interesting how they are going to set up.
I just listed how this team is going to set up based on availability. How the team is based on availability. I told you deep down in defensive midfield role, or perhaps in the midfield role, the CM and the DM in that midfield is Ugarte, Casemiro. That's for sure. Then Bruno, Kobe. That's it. Then up front is Zeski, Mbuemo, Cunha, Mount. Then up front, that's in front of them. In front of those front is Sesko and Højlund. It's just the way according to what's available right now. You get according to what's then Toby Coyle can still come into the team. And you still forget that they still have a couple of players we don't even mention here that are still there. And we're talking about, I know I like Carlos Baleba. He's a good player. He's fantastic left-footed defensive midfielder. He can control the tempo of the game. He can drive the ball forward. He can move forward. He can progress the ball. He can do all of those, control the tempo of the game. Positional awareness is there. He can intercept the play. He can break up play, link up play, everything. He has it. There's also another young player in the Man United setup that they just got in last summer, I think, in the person of Cunha. You get the Senegalese young lad. Now that's another player that's in the mold of Baleba. He can defend, he can progress, he has 2 feet.
That one a player for the future.
Now we go talk to a player for the future.
A player for the future now.
How old is he? 22 or 20? I think he's 21 or 20 at Manchester United, and they just got him the same way Leo got Baleba. Is the same way Man United got this player. Now Leo sold Baleba after 1 season to Brighton, and he's played at Brighton for 2 seasons now. Now, good player, he's grown into the player.
Cunha can be a business deal.
Cunha can also be that player that if you give him the right opportunity, he can.
He can get the opportunity.
No, I'm just saying, Baleba is the more experienced player in the Premier League.
And then Godwin, let's not forget that this Amorim we are talking about can. This thing also is saying that in theory it can work, but in practice, you have a manager that wants to test Cunha up front, that wants to test Mbuemo up front, down to test Mason Mount up front. So if you are telling me that Sesko comes up as a sub and on comes Højlund in that position, I'll buy it. But with these other guys, I can play. One of them hits your hot streak. Baba, you go there, pay you. Then go and call you to that bench.
One of them hits a hot streak.
Then go and call you to bench.
If you gonna use the right terminology. If
that's what I said, man.
I just feel I just feel from a player perspective, that's what I'm talking about.
You need game time.
You need game time, and for as at now, Højlund is the least that will get game time. Is the least because truthfully you can play Mbuemo as a striker.
Yes.
You can play Cunha as a striker.
Yes.
You can play Zeski as a striker. It depends on how you want to set up his team. He can now play all this his mount and all that. So if I'm Højlund, to get game time, for me to improve, I cannot be waiting for an opportunity. And there's no, based on what we have seen, it's not that he's going to come in and score a goal. If it's that good, do you understand? It's not that it's that fantastic.
They won't be looking for Sesko in the first place.
But let's see how this whole thing is going to play out.
Like I said, score depth.
Let's see how it's going to work out. If they are independent, if squad depth is good, but from a player perspective, he might want game time, and he might go because. And again,
I remember I wanted to quote something before John.
Quality squad depth.
Now that's quality squad depth. Then I remember something I wanted to say before John took the mic from me. He said, I want to quote Paul Scholes. He said, the dude or the young lad has not really had the time to sit on the bench and say, oh, this is where I'm getting it wrong. Because there's no person there that can actually do better than he is. So right now in that position, if Zesko starts and he's on the bench, first game, second game, third game, he'll be like, okay, this is what this guy is doing that I'm not doing right. He could see his own game from another perspective. He could see somebody else.
Bro, you have film of your performance.
No, it's not about filming.
You have film.
You go sit down for bench.
One of the good things I like about this quarantine upgrade now is that if you go there, they have a full cinema. So they should not strap that guy to one chair, play all his games from last season. I don't think you need to sit down on the bench to watch somebody else perform and get inspiration to do your own performance. One, that's one. Secondly, I feel like everything Holland can provide to Manchester United in a sum total of 7 goals a season, based on what we saw last season. These other guys that were brought in, Cunha, Mbuemo, and the other guy, can pick up that slack, so Manchester United can cut him out of the team and won't feel it at all.
Okay, let's see what happens. A big club like other big clubs that can afford money can do that, but do you think that they should just sell, or you should just run out? Because even if he's on the team, you have to, he's your captain, you have to start him, he has to play. You run out his contract and leave for free next season, or then they just cash in money, and they fit get about 70 million euros for this guy this summer.
Price is 40.
Godwin, when we talk about, because he has just 1 year left, his price, he will not command 70 million. He will not command the 70 million fee. I think he will command somewhere between 40-50. And that's because he just has 1 year left. And if anybody wants to do garnacho, they will leave you next season. After next season, they will collect him free of charge. So I think the best scenario for everybody is where they agree a transfer deal and he joins the club at the end of this season.
Okay, let's see what happens with all these transfers we are talking about. Let's go to our YouTube channel before we start taking phone calls. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sport. And Josh Smith is, I think it's the first time I'm seeing you on this channel. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much for joining us. Stay Arsenal fans, meltdown incoming after you get smoked by Manchester United on Sunday. Okay, let's see how if that will happen. Okay, Wiz Paparazzi saying up Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea won that game against AC Milan 4-1 for the preseason game. Okay, and Spirit of LFC fan, he said, I'm sorry, Liverpool lost yesterday. Why are you sorry? It's a game of football. It's a game of football.
It depends.
Okay, Adeyeri is back. Adeyeri is saying, hi, Godwin. How is Melik? Okay, Melik is going to sign for Newcastle very soon. He's doing his medical at Newcastle United now, and he's arriving for his medical for Newcastle. Yeah, and they are going to sign Wisha and Plavlidis. Okay, let's see if they are going to sign. Thank you for that comment, Adeyeri, for that comment. Let's see if they are going to sign all these players. Josh Smith, please remember to subscribe to our channel. Okay, other transfers that is going to happen probably pretty soon is Antonio. He has left West Ham, but he said he wants to stay in England. So let's see if that will happen. Dokore from Everton is going to leave. He's going to go to Saudi Arabia outside England. Coman, he booked in the weekend that Coman is going to leave Bayern Munich. He's going to play for nassr. Nassr is buying players. They want to win that league for Cristiano Ronaldo before he retires. Since he's been there, he has not even won that league. So I think they are buying players for nassr.
Neymar don't win the league, but he don't play one single. He don't play one full 90 minutes.
They are buying all these players for them. Coman is a big. If they can get Coman, is a big thing for them to get Coman. It's going to be a fantastic signing for nassr. Okay, for Chelsea is still talking to garnacho and Simeon, but the twist there is that Nkunku might go back to Leipzig for Simeon to come to Chelsea. They are still talking about both deals, even though it's different. Either they pay a swap deal and pay small money again to Leipzig.
It's a win-win. Single deal.
If you do it as a swap, it's better for everybody.
Do it as a
he
swap.
gets to go back to his old stomping ground, and Simmons
will come and they will collect small money. Simmons is 22 years old. They will pay small money on top of Nkunku. But let's see how
Nkunku plus cash.
Yes, no.
For Simeons.
Yes.
Now you give me this thing, they work. I want to turn and collect another one.
Okay, they go say, well, come collect Simeons. I don't want to buy Nkunku.
Thank you.
Hey, you did now.
Okay, let's take phone calls and get your own contribution about all this we're talking about. The number to call is 0706 048 5853. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning, nassr and Godwin.
Good morning. Name and location.
Yeah, this is Bishop.
Okay.
Quickly, League don't start. We have a lot of things to say. Quickly, first of all, congrats to Crystal Palace.
Yes.
In fact, this is why some of us love football. The 1% is something. That 1% you give someone might work. And also, they presented the same squad that defeated Manchester City. Unshaking formation. Almost all of them, the way they started, kudos to them. What I discovered about Liverpool since their preseason, they have been conceding. They have been conceding. Because there's 4-2 and other ones, because then 1-1, they have been conceding. I would say maybe the issue of defenders, because they have gotten some defenders. Maybe the issue of gelling. Maybe they have, because they have Ekitike, Frimpong as a defender.
Yes.
Maybe they have not gel. But in terms of conceding, their captain said they needed a striker, not a defender. That's why I'm speaking about it, whether it's a defender they really need or issue of gelling. Then I'm liking what United is doing. I have been a critic of management. I think when they are also doing the right thing, I'm going to commend them in terms of the management. Yes, in terms of the innovation, look at what they did to Ekitike. They have to bring him back and be the proper send-off. If I've spent 11 to 12 years in Mbuemo, the way he left, I was very angry. But now I was very happy. The way he was treated yesterday, the day before yesterday, it shows you are a legend. In fact, he has the most clean sheet as a Man goalkeeper. He has done his best. In fact, he deserved everything he got in. The way he won the first club for him, everything, I was very happy for the game. In that case, the management is trying to do something reasonable, not the way they were doing before. In fact, putting things in order is the first step of a good management. Try to put things the way it should be. Do things the right way. Thank you. No others contribute.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, let's see what Manchester United will do this season. It's going to be very, very interesting. 0706-048-5853. Yeah, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
My name is Nonny, from Inigo.
Okay, what is your contribution?
Nothing that what I want to say is this. Who are you for always giving Man U chance? Every time you analyze Man U stuff that club. Is it Man U the only club in the England?
He touch everybody.
He go touch everybody.
He touch everybody because I think before Man United started doing their thing. We talked about Chelsea.
Like the thing is too much. At least I think you should give it to 1 minute.
Okay, you're talking about the person that
go back to Man U again.
I think I don't
we
worry.
started the show with Liverpool, please, and he's touching everybody because talk about Chelsea as well and their transfers. At some point, we're talking about Chelsea all too, and nobody talked about Man United here. So he will touch everybody. No worry.
That's okay. I wish you are trying.
Thank you.
I love your session.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much. Thank you. Okay, this one, people don't even like Man U at all. You don't even want to even hear Man U at
Anything
all.
Man U the best.
So be that.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Yeah, good morning, everyone in the studio. Good morning, Samuel. Good morning, John. Good morning, everyone in the studio. I greet you.
Good
morning.
morning. Name and location, please.
Yes, Anya Vitalis, Manchester Stafford Bridge, aka 19 there.
Okay.
Yeah, the world champion. Yes. The last caller, they should not bother because I'm accountability for taxation and equity 24 hours. I would mean. So it's not bothered. Me man did tell you what kind of one if I'm a negotiate. So it's not bothered. So the fact is that I'm seeing Liverpool going nowhere.
Oh wow.
I'm telling you.
Oh wow.
This Crystal Palace, they could have beat Crystal Palace hands down 2-3 or 4-0. This shows that they're not going anywhere. Because you can't tell me a Crystal Palace will come and they score first goal, they equalize it, second goal, they equalize it. Liverpool is going nowhere. I'm telling you honestly, I don't know where they go carry all these players and Ekitike and Frimpong now. Those people where they go. Frimpong, Ekitike. You see what will happen on against Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. You see what will happen because we are going to teach them a lesson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to use B1, formation, teach them a lesson. They will never forget.
Okay.
So even I'm suspecting Manchester United will finish against this Liverpool.
Okay.
And you can't mark my word.
Okay.
Manchester United are going to finish against Liverpool. Finish on top against Liverpool. Liverpool is going nowhere because with this formation they're using, they're not going anywhere.
It's too early to call you.
Thank you
It's
very
too
much.
early, man.
All right, thank you, Jeff, very much. Talking about some of the friendlies that happened, Chelsea beat AC Milan 4-1. Modric made his debut for AC Milan. In that particular game, Joao Pedro scored in the 8th minute, even though AC Milan got an own goal first. Joao Pedro scored, and the Labs entered and scored 2 goals. Jackson wasn't involved. So just have enough firepower for the league. But let's see if they are going to challenge for the Premier League next season. Yeah,
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Yeah, this is Obade. I'm calling from Enugu.
Okay, what is your
Okay,
contribution?
You talked about starting Senegalese, the Manchester affair, the Manchester United affair in last season.
Yes.
Well, this is as talented as somebody tried to describe him as talented as Baleba. Why not keep him and use him and let Baleba go? But I wonder if really Manchester United are still interested in Baleba. I mean, what exactly are they doing?
They are interested, but they have not made a bid. So
They just inquired. The inquiry they just do.
Yeah.
I think they have to get player buying before they make their bid.
They should Okay, start Senegalese, that African is as talented as others should. Use him and then forget about Baleba. If Baleba is difficult to get.
All right.
He's not that.
Thank you very much.
Please, let me correct the phrase. He's not that good, but he can be.
Okay, let's
He
see.
can be that good.
If you give him time.
If you give him the game time. But he's not that because Baleba is 23, I think, and he came in from the same Africa to Lille, I think to Lille, played in the French Ligue 1, played in the Premier League for 2 seasons. This guy is just his first year in the Premier League.
I think Man U should just sign Baleba.
I'm just saying, if they don't have the money, because I don't use the we again. If now there will be no we for me this season. There will be no we for me this season because I'll be supporting plenty teams. So if Man United don't have the money to go for Baleba, I would prefer you stick with Sesko.
Okay, let's see what happens. Other friendly game that happened. Aston Villa beat Villarreal 2-0. Barcelona trashed Como 5 goals to 0. Manchester City beat Palermo 3 3-0. Chelsea 2 goals to 0. Chelsea beat AC Milan 4-1. Arsenal beat Villarreal in that final game in that Emirates Cup. That game ended 3-0. And Gyökeres scored a bullet header to give Arsenal the first goal of his Arsenal career, even though it's not official. Premier League will start on Sunday.
Napoli played 2 games in 2 days.
Yeah.
They played on Saturday evening and on
everybody,
Sunday.
even Chelsea played on Friday and
Chelsea
played on
played
Sunday.
on Friday and on Sunday. Napoli played on Saturday and on Sunday.
If you look at how they manage the team, it's a friendly game. You can make after first 45 minutes, you can now change all your 45 minutes.
They played against Girona.
Then this particular one they played yesterday, they put another. They just interchange it just for game time. But let's see. On Friday, remember on Friday the Premier League will start officially. So banter go reach everybody. Make it
everybody.
No be say if they banter one club, you go call me. They tell me say, why are you talking about? You always criticizing my hand. I know even who will send you. We will come back again tomorrow. Talk more transfers happen everywhere around Europe. We'll talk more transfers. And Nigeria is going to play a game tomorrow in that African game they are playing. African Nation Championship match they are playing. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. My name is Godwin, and have a wonderful day.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Vote 104.3 FM. Real music meets the
Thank you.
voltage.
Emmanuel Peter Wonder, I can see you.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Emmanuel. Thank you for joining us on today's show.
Please
Thank
like
you
the
guys
video.
are doing well. Thank you. Remember to subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Please. Thank you guys for joining us on today's show. Tomorrow we are back. Clayton saying a Chelsea fan says Liverpool is going nowhere. At least we should be going to relegation. We should be going to relegation, if not Europe.
Oh wow.
Okay, I don't too understand this your comment, but it will be now. But let's see what happens with all this transfer. Thank you guys for joining us on today's show. Thank you very, very much. Okay, and Claytus, thank you for your comments. Sorry, I didn't read your comments, all your comments, but tomorrow I'll read your comments. Thank you for joining us on today's show. My name is Godwin. Thank you guys for joining us, being part of this family. I love you guys. See you guys later.
See ya.